Hi Trinity, thank you for joining me for our second picture study together as a school. So we are going to be looking at a painting today by the same artist that we studied our first picture study of. That is Henri Matisse. This piece of art though is not something he used scissors and cut up paper with. He used paint. So we are going to be studying a painting of his, which you should go ahead and ask your mom or dad for, or already have in front of you. So while you get that, once you have it in front of you, turn it over, because we are going to look at it slowly for a minute and study it together. So we will begin with it face down. You will also need today a jar or a cup of water, a paintbrush, and your watercolors, as well as some crayons. So let's go ahead and get ready to take a look at our painting. Okay, so together we are going to go ahead and, before we turn our painting over, think about when we are studying this picture, what colors you see and what is the first thing you see when we look at it. Notice anything you can find in the background, or what there may be a number of the same things in the picture, so you could count the things that you see. Just take in the picture together as we take a look. So go ahead and turn your picture over, and let's begin studying Henri Matisse's painting. What is the first thing your eyes see? Take in the colors that you see. Are there many different colors or a lot of similar colors? You can count the number of things that you see that are alike. Do you see any patterns that you recognize? What are the details that you notice about the objects that we see in this painting? So now we are going to go ahead and turn it back over. Let's cover it. And let's talk about what we just saw. What was the first thing you noticed when you looked at the painting of Henri Matisse? It was kind of right in the middle of the painting. I noticed goldfish right away. Yes. What do you think the name of this painting is? It is called The Goldfish by Henri Matisse. So we noticed the goldfish. What were they in? What else did you see in the picture? They were in a bowl on a table. And behind the table or underneath the table, what colors did you notice? There's a lot of things going on in this painting. A lot of beautiful background patterns. There were flowers and leaves. I remember seeing pink, green, purple, a lot of black. It's hard to tell what some of these patterns might be, but let's go ahead and take a look now together. So now that we are looking at our painting of The Goldfish by Henri Matisse, we are going to talk about what we see and also do our own version of the goldfish. So you are going to need to look at this painting and think about the colors you want to use. So I have my paints ready, I have my water ready, and for me, I picked out some colors like green, black, orange, some purple. Now what we are going to do is use our crayons first on this piece of paper, because the crayons, any place that we color with the crayons, when we paint over it using our paintbrush and our watercolors, the paint will not absorb where the crayon has left any marks or we've drawn. So this is a really neat technique that we are going to get to practice together. So before we begin, I want you to go ahead and pick out your colors. You may pause the video to get your things ready. The first thing that we are going to do is in the very center of this painting, what do we see? We see our fish bowl. That's right. So our fish bowl is going to be the first thing that we draw. And draw your fish bowl and draw your fish. And you can pause the video while you're doing this. So now we have our fish bowl in the middle of our page. All our fish bowls are not going to look the same. And now what we can do is take a look at what is behind the fish bowl, in the background, underneath, and in the side of this painting. So just take in the details that you see and think about the patterns that you see. So I've seen a lot of green, that's what I noticed. So I went ahead and filled my page with different patterns, different colors for the flowers that I saw. And here on the side, we don't really know what this is, but we can see just a pattern of lines. So you can fill your page up with the patterns that you see, and we can think about where our fishbowl is sitting. Our fishbowl is on a table. So now that we've picked up all the patterns that we see in the background, all the different colors, what you can begin to do is use your water paints, your watercolors, to fill in the background. So we have our now we have taken our paintbrush and our water paints, and we have covered all the places that we colored any of the things we saw, like the fish, the fishbowl, the flowers, the patterns that we saw, and we've covered them with our watercolors. And we now are looking at unique and different versions of the fishbowl painting by Henry Matisse. And maybe some of us noticed different details than others and picked different colors. Your paintings are all going to look different, but we all studied this beautiful piece of art by Henry Matisse. And thank you for joining me. I will see you next time.